Everyone remembers the Mustang, the Camaro, and the Corvette. But what about the cars that were once the stars of showroom floors and are now almost completely forgotten? Some were innovative, some were weird, and some were so ahead of their time that buyers simply didn't know what to do with them. Today we're counting down 10 forgotten American cars from the 1960s that deserve a second look. And trust me, a few of these are so strange that you'll wonder if the designers were drawing plans during their lunch break at a science fiction convention. Let's get into it. Number 10. The Mercury Comet Cyclone. The Comet started life as a sensible compact car. But then somebody at Mercury decided sensible was boring and stuffed a massive V8 under the hood. The Cyclone became one of the earliest muscle cars, especially when equipped with a legendary 427 cubic inch engine. This thing could embarrass much more famous cars of the drag strip. The problem? It lived in the shadow of Ford's Mustang and Fairlane. Today, most people don't even know the Cyclone existed, which is a shame because it was basically a street-legal rocket disguised as your neighbor's grocery getter. Imagine pulling up next to one at a stoplight in 1966 and thinking, that's a nice little family car. Bad assumption. Number 9. The Plymouth Sport Fury. Everybody talks about the Roadrunner and the Barracuda, but the Sport Fury was Plymouth's full-size performance machine. These cars were huge. We're talking battleship-sized American steel, yet they could still pack serious power thanks to big block V8 options. They offered luxury, speed, and enough trunk space to hide approximately 3 decades worth of bad financial decisions. Today, they're largely forgotten because muscle car collectors tend to chase smaller, flashier models. But the Sport Fury represented the peak of American excess before the 1970s came along and ruined everybody's fun. Number 8. The AMC Marlin. If you've never heard of the AMC Marlin, don't worry. Most people haven't. AMC wanted a sporty personal luxury car, so they took a mid-size platform and attached one of the strangest rooflines ever created. The result looked like somebody started drawing a fastback and then changed their mind halfway through. Despite the unusual appearance, the Marlin offered decent performance and a unique style that stood out from the crowd. Unfortunately, buyers weren't quite sure what it was supposed to be. Sports car? Family car? Fish? The name certainly didn't help. Today, it's one of the rarest sights at classic car shows. Number 7. The Dodge Dart GT. The Dodge Dart is usually remembered as basic transportation, but the GT version was surprisingly sporty. You could get bucket seats, sporty trim, and eventually powerful V8 engines that transformed this humble compact into a legitimate performer. The Dart GT proved you didn't need a giant car to have fun. It was affordable, practical, and quick. In many ways, it predicted the compact performance cars that would become popular decades later. Yet because it wasn't as flashy as a Charger or Challenger, it often gets overlooked. Poor Dart. Always the friend, never the star. Number 6. The Oldsmobile Jetstar 88. The Jetstar 88 sounds like something NASA would launch into orbit. Instead, it was one of Oldsmobile's forgotten performance cars. Introduced in the mid-1960s, it offered big V8 power and a lower price than some of Oldsmobile's more luxurious models. The Jetstar was built for buyers who wanted speed without paying extra for fancy trim and luxury features. Basically, it was the automotive equivalent of ordering a cheeseburger and replacing the bun, lettuce, and tomato with a second cheeseburger. Today, many enthusiasts have never even seen one in person. Number 5. The Studebaker Avanti. Now, this one is truly fascinating. The Avanti looked like it came from the future. With its sleek fiberglass body and aircraft-inspired design, it looked nothing like other American cars of the early 1960s. It featured advanced safety innovations and impressive performance. Supercharged versions could exceed 170 miles per hour, making them among the fastest American production cars of their day. The problem was timing. Studebaker was already struggling financially, and production delays hurt sales. Soon the company was gone, and the Avanti faded into obscurity. But even today, the design still looks futuristic. Honestly, if you parked one next to some modern crossovers, the Avanti might still be the most interesting thing in the parking lot. Number 4. The Buick Wildcat. The Wildcat was Buick's answer to the growing performance market. It combined luxury with serious power, creating a muscle car for people who wanted speed and comfort. Think of it as the muscle car your successful uncle bought after getting promoted. Under the hood, buyers could find massive V8 engines capable of producing impressive performance. Yet despite its capabilities, the Wildcat never achieved the legendary status of cars from Chevrolet, Ford, or Dodge. Today, they're often overshadowed by more famous muscle machines, making them one of the best hidden gems of the era. Number 3. The Rambler Rogue. The Rambler Rogue came from AMC during a time when the company was trying desperately to stand out from Detroit's Big Three. And stand out it did. The Rogue offered compact dimensions, sporty styling, and available V8 power in a package that was lighter than many competitors. That combination made it surprisingly quick. The Rogue proved that performance wasn't just about having the biggest engine or the longest hood. Unfortunately, AMC's limited marketing budget meant many buyers never gave it a chance. Today, spotting a Rogue is about as common as finding a pay phone that still works. Number 2. The Pontiac 2+2. Everyone remembers the GTO. Almost nobody remembers the Pontiac 2+2. That's unfortunate because this full-size performance car packed serious muscle. Available with powerful 421 cubic inch V8 engines, the 2+2 could move a surprisingly large car with authority. It delivered the comfort of a full-size cruiser while still providing impressive acceleration. The GTO stole all the headlines, leaving the 2+2 forgotten in the background. It's like being the second best guitarist in a band with Jimi Hendrix. You're still talented. Nobody's just paying attention. And finally, number 1. The Chrysler 300-letter series. The Chrysler 300-letter series was once considered one of America's premier high-performance luxury cars. Models like the 300F, 300G, and 300L combined luxury, technology, and enormous V8 power years before the concept of a luxury performance sedan became common. These cars were loaded with features and could reach speeds that rivaled many sports cars of the era. In the late 1950s and early 1960s, owning a Chrysler 300 was a statement. You had money, you had taste, and apparently, you enjoyed arriving everywhere ahead of schedule. Yet today, these cars are often forgotten outside hardcore collector circles. That's what makes them the perfect choice for our number 1 spot. They were once among the most prestigious American cars on the road, and now many people have never even heard of them. So there you have it. 10 forgotten American cars from the 1960s that deserve a lot more recognition than they get today. Some were fast, some were innovative, some were just plain weird, but all of them helped shape the automotive landscape in their own unique way. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these forgotten classics would you love to own? And what other 1960s American cars do you think deserve more attention? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next dive into automotive history. And remember, today's forgotten car might just be tomorrow's most valuable classic.